Hi, welcome back to my channel, Kissed by Starlight. Thank you so much for being here. So I wanted to bring through this morning or this evening or whatever time of day it is when you're watching. It's a timeless reading. I wanted to bring through a message from your soul, your higher self, and your angels today. So let's see what's coming through for our daily message for today. Beautiful. And I've seen that one, so I'm just gonna bring that through as well. And we'll bring through one of the archangels today. Beautiful, Archangel Raphael. So today, message from our soul. It's all about being fearless. Today is all about strength. It's all about standing in your strength, your power, and trusting yourself to make the decisions that you need to make. It's all about balance and flow. It's all about keeping things as simple as possible for today. So we don't need to get into any overthinking. We don't need to get into anything that's going to cloud our judgment or take us away from whatever it is we're doing today. And that's going to be different for everybody. So this is all about achieving balance and achieving calm, achieving peace. And in there lies your strength. So the moment we become very emotional or become too emotionally attached to a situation, it can then become quite complicated for us and quite difficult to see clearly. It can feel difficult to remain calm. It can feel difficult to see what is necessary to see in that confusion that comes with high emotions, being very triggered about something, and reacting without maybe taking that pause to just say, okay, what do I need to do here? What is this emotion telling me? An emotion is energy in motion, and interestingly, we've got always in motion. So and I feel this is now a message from the higher self, and I feel that this is almost like a beautiful being free falling into a vortex of energy, into this kind of, it actually feels like a loving embrace, but at the time it may feel like being sort of going down like a sinkhole kind of feeling of having to let go of that fear, having to really sort of just, as if you're on a roller coaster, and just putting your arms up in the air and allowing yourself to go with it. And once you go with it, you find it's actually quite freeing to let go of the fear, to let go of the control, and to let go of needing to be in control and needing to understand everything and understand the outcome. Maybe for today, we're being asked not to look at the outcome, but just to look at being present with the situation and being calm, being focused, and allowing ourselves to ride on that energy. The dragon here, we've got a lady riding a dragon, and she's queen of her kingdom. She's tamed what could be seen as a very ferocious, fierce creature, and she's riding on that creature, and their allies, their friends, their partners in whatever mission they're on. And perhaps your dragons will be coming through to help you. Call on them, call on those beautiful beings of light who are here to serve, who came with you to serve. And perhaps, as we got the message that you came to serve, perhaps you're on a very specific mission, and this mission requires you to gain control, to gain mastery over yourself, over your emotions. Not an easy thing to do, especially not in the moment when we're feeling very upset, or we're feeling very vulnerable, or we're feeling very fearful. Whatever that is for you, it could be that something makes you feel really cross. I mean, whatever it is, whatever the situations that go on and cause us to feel that intense emotion that can spiral and feel like, then your thoughts go out of control, your actions maybe are not how you would normally be, because you've reacted. The moment we react, we've kind of lost control of a situation anyway. But better to surrender in peace and clarity and balance than to lose control in very, very high emotion and sort of that place of feeling really reactive, which isn't going to help us or the other person or the situation that we're dealing with. And Archangel Raphael comes in with this really cooling energy, this really beautiful green heart energy and higher heart energy of this kind of turquoise color, this beautiful aqua. And it's very soothing. Already my heart feels like it just wants to take a deep breath, a kind of sigh of relief, and just let that wash over me and just let that cool me and calm me down. So maybe in those moments where you're feeling very high on reactivity, call on Archangel Raphael, call him to ask for clarity of vision in this moment. And it says on the card, which is really lovely, be willing to see things differently, to initiate healing and experience wholeness. So in other words, be willing to let go of the fear, to let go of the control, to let go of anything that is removing you from your calm, from your core, from your place of stability, and allow it then, when you're free from those feelings, to just be willing to see something else, be willing to see another point of view, be willing to see a different outcome, be willing to let go, be willing to surrender to the angels. This card is lovely as well. Happiness is freedom from fear. And I feel like this being is being held, by a higher vision, that maybe their own higher self, perhaps the angels, because when we call on them, they hold us in light, they hold us in their gentle, loving embrace that is so calming, so beautiful, and just brings us down to that place of neutrality, to that place of enough detachment that we can see clearly what's going on. We can stand outside of ourselves, even just for a moment, even just for a couple of minutes, or even just a minute. That's all it will take, just to calm. And then from that place where everything relaxes, everything settles, we can see something else. We can allow another emotion to come in. We can allow the balance to come in. We can allow for that simplicity of understanding what needs to happen and just letting these things ripple out, letting these difficult thoughts or difficult emotions or fear just ripple out and become part of the whole. Just see them being sent out like bubbles into the universe, being dissipated, perhaps by Archangel Raphael or whichever angel you feel guided to call in, or your guides, your helpers in spirit, just to let them ripple out and dissipate and fade away, and let them be taken away from you. And as you see them fade and as you see them go, whether they're thoughts, whether they're feelings, whether they're reactions, whatever they are, or whether it's just an intense fear about something that's really making it difficult for you to see the way ahead, to see a solution to this problem, just let it go, just letting it go, allowing yourself to let whatever is going to happen, let the mist settle, let it dissipate, so that you can see more clearly, so that you can find your way out of this situation. You can see the goal, you can see the way forwards, even if it's just one tiny next step, even if the next step is literally to turn away and take a deep breath. That could be the next step. And in that next step, where you take a deep breath and you call on the angels, or you call on your dragons, call on your guides for courage, for help, for strength in this situation, you'll be able to see a way out. You'll be able to understand that energy is always in motion. It's always going to be moving. It can always be changing in any minute. We're always able to choose another thing, to have another choice. We're always able to let things move as they need to move, and for us to be stable and solid as a foundation within whatever's moving, so that we're not losing our center, we're not losing our calm, and we can choose how this is going to affect us. We can choose how we're going to move forwards and what we're going to do next, or how we're going to deal with this situation. And I really see you when you're asking for this help, when you're calling for the help, when you're allowing in the help, when you're allowing yourself to receive that help, then you can allow your vibration, your energy to just lift and rise. And as it rises, you're automatically going to be able to change your viewpoint and come into a new energy, a different energy that's now been allowed to flow in and help you and encourage a forward motion, to take the next steps. And from the next step of taking that deep breath, even if it's just that, you'll then see in the clarity, you'll see another step, you'll see another point of view, or another feeling, emotion you could have, and you'll be able to rise and move forwards and move into the new. So I really feel that that is the message for today, to help you through today with whatever's going on, whatever's been going on, whatever's coming, whatever's there, just to settle and move forwards. And I really felt during this reading that I was almost holding my breath. You know, it felt like I was almost completely tensing up and needing to just take a deep breath and relax, you know, just to let go. And I feel like that's what's been going on, or that's what is going on, and really needs to be changed, so that you can lift your vibration. And as you lift your vibration, something new will come in, something better will come, once you can allow and you can make that choice. And as I said, I do really see you being held. I do really see you, once you're able to call in the help, that it will be there for you and it will change things, and you will get clarity. There will be clarity of vision in this situation. It will help the new. I'm just going to pull one more card to see one next step. Yeah, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And that is the message. As we lift our vibration, as we're able to come into calm, and I can feel my whole self has gone more into relaxation. I don't feel like I'm holding my breath anymore. I feel like I'm calmer. I feel in the calmness, I can call in that light. I can call in the angels and call in beautiful Archangel Raphael, the dragons, my higher self, and I can hear it more clearly. I can see more clearly. I can, you know, that mist dissipates, and it might be even, you know, a red mist. If you're feeling that your reactions have been volatile, you'll be able to feel this golden energy come in, and it will change things once you allow it. It will lift your heart, and as it lifts your heart, it lifts you into a lighter space. And in that lighter space, so much better can come from it. So many more positive situations and more positive feelings can come forwards from that. And it's a day by day situation, it's a day by day practice. And as you practice and as you do it more and more, it will become easier, it will become more natural. And before you know it, it will just be your second nature to be able to do this, and to be able to call in and change whatever's going on for you into something lighter, into something better. So, beautiful ones, thank you so much for being here. I hope this reading was healing and helpful for you. If you liked it, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to spread the love, spread the positivity around, help us all feel a bit calmer and a bit easier, with things, as life is, you know, can be quite difficult, and there's a lot going on right now. Energy is high, solar energy is particularly high, which is bringing up a lot within us and exposing a lot of emotions and energy, which, you know, we're being called to master now. We're being called to come into mastery. The more we practice, the easier it gets. So lots and lots of love to you today, wherever you are. And I look forward to seeing you in the next reading. Thank you so much for being here.